What is up, YouTube? Just want to take a minute to say thank you for checking out my video. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, dislike, all the fun stuff, just to help the YouTube algorithm do its thing and get me out there in front of more people so they can tell me that my head's too shiny or I'm stupid or whatever. I need to be nicer to this little fuzzball here. Okay, she doesn't want to sit up there, so anyway. And then I still have Patreon. I'm working on what I want to do with that for Patreons. Maybe put their suggestions or comments or whatever to the front of the list. I don't know, maybe as I get bigger I'll do something else too. But I've got that, and then I also have a Amazon affiliate link. Both of those links for the Patreon and the Amazon are down in the description below. With the Amazon, it's regular Amazon. The only difference is if you purchase something from that or using that link, I get a little commission off that. So that would be great. No additional charge for you guys though, and I do not get to see who bought what. I do see what was bought, but not who bought it. But yeah, we'll get to that video here shortly. You guys have a good one. Really enjoy this. I know normally I prefer a song that has the actual music video, but this is really good. Like, I could just sit here and just kind of listen to this all day long. It's from Reach Around Publishing. Brenda's Beaver Needs a Barber. Brenda's Beaver Needs a Barber. And that is a hairy little bastard there. To taste the sweet, I face the pain. What is up, YouTube? It's your friendly neighborhood Runningbaldman back again for another video. Hope everybody's having a good day. Today is Thanksgiving Eve. My second favorite day of the year, with tomorrow being my favorite. With it being Thanksgiving. I just love that holiday. I don't know, just something about it that is so warm and inviting. I mean, yeah, you have the December holiday that kind of the same, but Thanksgiving is not dominated by greed. It's not commercialistic. It's just food. Food, a great parade, and football, or whatever you want to do. Go out in the backyard, play some flag football or tackle football with the family. But yeah, so with today being Thanksgiving Eve, and or so, we're going to skip our last day of the month doing story time and move story time today. And we've got a special one for you today. It is a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Now, I expect this to be relatively long, so feel free to skip ahead. I should have some timestamps as far as down in the comments, as far as, you know, this little me talking jibber jabber and then story and then wrapping up. So, but let's get to it. A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. And of course it is Peanuts. Arrgh! It's Thanksgiving and Charlie Brown's friend Lucy can't wait to celebrate. Charlie Brown, I'll hold this football and you kick it, Lucy says. You can't fool me, says Charlie Brown. I'll come running up and you'll pull the football away like you always do. But one of the best traditions is the Thanksgiving football game, says Lucy, and the most important part is the kickoff. Charlie Brown thinks Lucy will let him kick the football if it's a holiday tradition. He runs toward the football, but she pulls it away again. I mean, that's just a time honor tradition of Peanuts in general. I mean, Lucy holding the football and Charlie Brown laying on his back. Later, Charlie Brown is talking with his sister Sally and his friend Linus. Why should I give thanks on Thanksgiving? Sally asked. I haven't even finished eating my Halloween candy yet. Besides, all Thanksgiving does is make more work for us in school. Linus disagrees. Thanksgiving is a very important holiday, he explains. Ours was the first country in the world to make a national holiday to give thanks. That's something we all need to remember. Uh, Even with all the little, hubbub or, you know, the pilgrims were evil, hateful bastards, which, yeah, they were, but it's Thanksgiving. Sally sighs and stares lovingly at Linus. Isn't he the cutest thing? Linus just rolls his eyes. What are you going to do on Thanksgiving, Charlie Brown? Sally and I are going over to our grandmother's house for dinner, Charlie Brown says. And I love all the Thanksgiving food. I'm doing something new this year. So no stuffing, no mashed potatoes, uh, only 2 pies instead of 3. As soon as they get back home, Charlie Brown gets a call from Peppermint Patty. My dad said I could join you for Thanksgiving, she says. I don't mind inviting myself over, since I know you kind of like me, Chuck. Charlie Brown tries to explain that he's going to his grandmother's house for dinner, but Peppermint Patty keeps talking over him. By the way, I told Marcy and Franklin about the big turkey dinner you're having, so you can count on 3 for dinner. Peppermint Patty has invited herself, Marcy, and Franklin over for Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm not even going to be home. Charlie Brown groans to Linus. Linus has an idea. You can have 2 dinners. Cook the first one for your friends, and then go to your grandmother's house with your family for the second one. I think Linus is the smartest one out of the whole Peanuts gang. Or at least the one that does most of the deep thinking. Maybe carrying that blanket around and sucking his thumb is good for something. But there's one flaw in Linus's plan. Charlie Brown doesn't know how to cook. All I can make is cold cereal and toast, Charlie Brown admits. Linus isn't discouraged. Maybe we could help, he says. Snoopy, go out to the garage and get a table for dinner, or for the backyard. Snoopy salutes Linus and gets to work. Snoopy and Woodstock find an old ping pong table and they bring it outside. Then Snoopy sets up the chairs around the table. Lawn chairs, beach chairs, rocking chairs, enough for everyone. To top it off, they had a pretty tablecloth, set the table, and even fold the napkins for each place setting. That's going all out. I don't even fold napkins. But it is just for me, so. Now that the table is ready, Snoopy, Woodstock, Charlie Brown, and Linus start to make Thanksgiving dinner. Linus and Charlie Brown set up toasters and put in the slices of bread. Once the bread is toasted, Snoopy butters all the pieces and stacks them on a serving platter. While Linus and Charlie Brown get popcorn, jelly beans, and pretzels, Snoopy and Woodstock disappear for a minute, and then they return dressed up like pilgrims. Charlie Brown isn't impressed. How can you serve the food in that ridiculous outfit? He scolds Snoopy. The guest will be here soon. Snoopy sighs and reaches for his chef's hat. Snoopy is just kind of the jack of all trades, too. I mean, he can cook, be a chef, dress up. I mean, just about everything. Fly an airplane. Soon, Peppermint Patty, Marcy, and Franklin arrived and followed Charlie Brown out to the big table in the backyard. It's time for dinner. Snoopy is about to serve the guests when Peppermint Patty cuts in. Shouldn't we say grace first? She asks. Linus stands up. In the year 1621, the Pilgrims had their first Thanksgiving feast, he begins. Elder William Brewster, who was a minister, said a prayer that went something like this. We thank God for our homes and food and our safety in the new land. We thank God for the opportunity to create a new world for freedom and justice. Amen, Peppermint Patty says. Snoopy lifts the lid off a big platter and reveals the feast. Freshly popped popcorn, colorful jelly beans, salty pretzel sticks, and a stack of hot buttered toast. He loads up each guest's plate and sends it sailing over to them. Peppermint Patty frowns. What kind of Thanksgiving dinner is this? Where's the turkey, cranberry sauce, and pumpkin pie, Chuck? She asked Charlie Brown. Don't you know anything about Thanksgiving dinners? What blockhead made all this? She throws down her popcorn in disgust. Sounds like an ungrateful bitch. Definitely would not be invited to my Thanksgiving dinner. That's probably why she invited herself. Snoopy pulls his chef's hat down over his face, and Charlie Brown gets up and walks away from the table. You were kind of rough on Charlie Brown, Marcy says to Peppermint Patty. Rough? Peppermint Patty shouts. We were supposed to be served a real Thanksgiving dinner. But did he invite you here? Marcy asked. Or did you invite yourself and us too? Peppermint Patty thinks for a minute. She knows Marcy is right. Marcy, maybe you could go to Chuck and patch things up for me. Marcy isn't so sure that's a good idea. I think maybe you should go to Chuck and tell him yourself, she says. I'll just ruin everything. You go and speak for me. Teeny Kid came to join me while I was reading Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. She wants to give thanks for her human. Isn't that right, baby kitty? Back in the house, Marcy finds Charlie Brown in the living room, looking upset. Peppermint Patty didn't mean all those things, she said. Marcy tells him. Actually, she really likes you. I'm just sorry I ruined everyone's Thanksgiving, he moans. But Marcy knows Charlie Brown is missing the point. Thanksgiving isn't just about eating, she says. We should be thankful for being together. That's what Thanksgiving is all about. Peppermint Patty sneaks up behind the two of them. Apologies accepted, she asks, offering to shake hands with Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown smiles and shakes her hand. Charlie Brown's a lot nicer than I would be, and I'd probably flip her off. Just then the clock chimes. Good grief, Charlie Brown cries. It's 4 o'clock. He and Sally are supposed to be at their grandmother's house in half an hour. Charlie Brown picks up the phone and dials his grandmother. Charlie Brown starts to tell his grandmother that they'll be late for dinner because their friends haven't eaten yet. But after a minute, he breaks into a huge grin. Everyone, Charlie Brown, Sally, Franklin, Linus, Peppermint Patty, and Marcy, is invited to Thanksgiving dinner at his grandmother's house. Peppermint Patty runs to the backyard. We're all invited to Charlie Brown's grandmother's house for Thanksgiving dinner, she cries. Everyone cheers. After the gang piles into the car, they settle into their seats and wave goodbye to Snoopy and Woodstock. Isn't there an old song about going to a grandmother's house? Marcy asks. Peppermint Patty nods, and all the kids start to sing, Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. Back at Snoopy's doghouse, Snoopy and Woodstock put the finishing touches on their own Thanksgiving dinner, with pumpkin pie for dessert. Thanksgiving is always special, especially when you celebrate it with your friends. The end. And that was a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Charlie Brown, peanuts are great. Their holiday specials, are some of my favorites. I mean, even with all the little movies they've done, the remake of The Grinch, Polar Express, and all that stuff, uh, always loved the Peanuts holiday specials. Uh, they animated stuff. The Charlie Brown, the Garfield, um, even the Dr. Seuss, how the Grinch Stole Christmas is a good one. Um, sorry, the cat is trying to do something, and I don't know what she's trying to do. Get behind the screen if she doesn't fall off. But that's going to be it for today, guys. You'll have a good night. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Enjoy your holiday. Enjoy your time off with your family and friends. Oh, at least she landed on her feet. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy time with the cats and my silence and watch football, watch the parade. Best parade of the year. Um, but until next time, guys, you all have a great one, and I'll see you then.